Assembling a network rack cabinet can seem like a daunting task if you don't know where to start. The jumble of wires, the array of devices, and the intricate planning it requires may feel overwhelming. But fear not, with a bit of knowledge and some handy tips, you can turn this complex task into a manageable project. The first step in the process is to choose the right network rack cabinet. The size and type of the cabinet will depend on the number of devices you plan to install and the space you have available. Remember, it's always better to have more space than you think you'll need. A little extra room can be a lifesaver when you need to add more equipment in the future. Once you've selected your cabinet, the next step is to plan your layout. This is a critical part of the process as it will determine how easy your cabinet is to manage and troubleshoot. A good rule of thumb is to place heavier items like servers and UPS units at the bottom of the rack. This helps maintain stability and makes it easier to access these devices. Next, install your patch panels and switches. Typically, patch panels should be located at the top of the rack, with switches directly below them. This layout minimizes the length of patch cables needed and makes it easier to trace cables if you run into problems. Now comes the fun part, running the cables. This can be a bit tricky, but with a bit of patience and some cable management accessories, you can keep everything neat and tidy. Use Velcro straps instead of zip ties for bundling cables together. They're reusable, easy to adjust, and won't damage the cables. Labeling is another key aspect of a well-organized network rack cabinet. It might seem like a tedious task, but it can save you a lot of time and frustration in the long run. Use a labeling machine to create clear, easy-to-read labels for your cables and devices. Finally, test everything. Once you've got all your equipment installed and all your cables run, it's time to make sure everything is working as it should. Use a network tester to check each port on your patch panels and switches. This will help you identify any potential issues before they become major problems. Assembling a network rack cabinet might seem like a daunting task, but with a bit of planning and some handy tips, it's a task that anyone can tackle. Remember, the goal is to create a setup that's easy to manage, troubleshoot, and expand. So why not give it a try? With a bit of patience and practice, you'll be assembling your own network rack cabinets in no time.